Hi everyone, I hope you are creating fantastic stuff. I'm QuickLib and I will show you the quick step for creating a life points menu inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions inside Unreal Engine. You can use your own assets, but if you want you can get access to the source code of this project in my Patreon with the link below. No more waiting, let's get started. Create a VR project with the VR template provided by Unreal. Currently I'm working with a MetaQuest 3, so I could use the Meta XR plugin, but if you download the project you will need extra steps to configure the project and get it works. The Unreal VR template doesn't need to be configured by adding plugins, that's why I made this choice. Get a little time to analyze the characteristic of the menu and dress a list of the textures and interaction we need. A start menu with the player profile on the left, an Earth hologram on the center and the life points details on the right. A second menu is displayed and possesses different animations when the life points are updated. For the assets we need some texture for the icons, lapping bars and backgrounds. Don't forget the damage text details by category and display name. At least for a better animation, we need to include the sounds effect. Find your software to create your own textures. For example, you can use GIMP as a free software, Photoshop of the Adobe collection or Photopea to use it online. As you can see, most of the background texture have a square shape. For the lapping bars, I've created the first layer as a containers with transparency and use gradient colors to fill inside. Who doesn't know the sound effect of the light points going down to 0? Many sounds bank and applications use it, but if you are a pure sound designer, you can create your own. Okay, now the real fun begins. Let's start with the first widget for the player informations. The blue background is surrounded by a blank outline. 3 icons are listed to display the ID, ranking, and player age. The bigger texts are the first name and the name. Don't forget to pretend if the player is aggregating by the online data. For the life point part, we use a gradient background with a blank outline again. Set a title at the top and scale up a number on the right side. The left side is separate with 2 icons for the state mode and for the number of cards in hand. In the state mode there is the online or the offline status. A darker background shows the actual player state. The numbers of cards in the end player are added with the basic icon texture. To show the number decreasing during a duel, you can remove or gray out the icon. When a card modifies the life points, a new menu is displayed to see the details. This menu is more complex than the others because it's gonna be dynamically animated. The top text and progress bar dynamically adapt to the raising damage. For the bottom part, the bar displays the current life points lapping from 0 to the max life points value. Under the damage, I set a place to display the card information item in a scroll box. For now, this item has not yet been created. To display this last menu like in the movie, you must create an animation. When you look closely, it doesn't appear directly. It starts for the middle of the life points text and expands very quickly. It's just like a pop-up. At the end of the damage, the menu can disappear in a reverse animation. The air hologram between the 2 widgets will be represented by a material on the sphere actor. The first part is to use a texture with a vector as a speed variable to animate the texture from his UV. Then, a hologram needs animate lines to be realistic. The node Generate Band is perfect for that. Now we need to go further in the details with small lines. I set 3 different bands, but you can update the number. Like all movies showing holograms, I put some opacity and glow strength with a Fresnel function and a noise texture. The concept seems good, but how does it look in virtual reality? To set this menu in the level, we need an actor blueprint. Inside of it, I put all different parts previously created. So there is a player information, the life point menu, and the Earth hologram. Drag and drop this actor in the scene, then plug your headset to see the render. The life point menu is not yet interactable because we didn't set a function to update the points. The player information are not set. We need to adapt the VR point with some variables and functions. You can create your own point, but for this video I decided to duplicate the VR point inside the VR template. All the player variables like name, ID or rank, for example, can be created in the point variables. But I choose to create a custom component to get all the player information in one location and not overflow into the list of existing variables. The player needs two functions. One to get the dual player menu inside the level, the second to set the player profile inside the player information part of the menu. When the VR point is ready, we can set it in the game mode of the level and test it if the player profile is updated on the menu. The last thing that remains for a complete menu is the card information displayed during the life points animation and keep a trace of the life points update. First, create an item widget and set an icon with two texts for the card name and the number of the damage or gains. All cards information can be stored in a custom enumeration and data structures. For those who download the project on my Patreon, I set additional data, but for the video we use only the card name and the effect type. Everything seems ready to be used in a function or event that updates the life points. For summarize, the life points update will be called from a custom event inside the main widget. These events contain some parameters like the card data, the damage value, and the effect type. All information are turned into text for the menu and for the card items added to the update content. Then the pop-up animation starts. At the end of the animation, an audio is spawned and the number of life points dynamically change, and another audio file is spawned when the calcul is finished. After that, the reverse pop-up play. Just before testing, we need another actor with a widget because there is no dual gameplay implemented. This widget is very simple with a card name, the value of the damage or gain, and a button to test the update function previously created. You can drag and drop the actor widget in the level and test it out with your VR headset. Enjoy the final result. I set a value of 1500 points, but you can change the icon in the front of it for gain or damage your life points. When it drops to 0, you can update anymore. That's all for this video. I hope you appreciate the content. If you want to see a VR experience using this life point menu, leave a like button on this video and comment what you expect for this experience. Thanks to all of you for your feedback and support, and don't forget, stay passionate and keep creating. Bye.